So, hello everyone. Great view. Right, so I'm not long out of the bath and I was doing my group's live stream there. So I just felt it was good to just come on now because I've got one more person to talk to after this and then I'm going to my bed because I'm in total Taurus moon chillin divine feminine field, like what I called this. And I might not get around to renaming it, to be honest. So hello on replay, hello live. I'm live right now, so I'll try and put it that you can see the cards, but I mean it doesn't matter. Just listen to what I'm saying. Just treat it as this is an audio one. So if you didn't already know, Taurus moon is about grounding, nature. It's about valuing anything, really valuing yourself. I would hope you do that all the time, but I know that a lot of you don't, and you need to hear it. It's about like it was about everything I've just done actually. Do you mean it's about like, self-care and like taking care of your body and everything that we need to do all the time, but slowing down. And that's because Aries moon is the kind of energy where people sit on YouTube for just shy of 5 hours. Because I was like, one of you was like, oh, I think it was 4 hours. No, I can assure you, it was 4 hours and 50 minutes. So that was insane. That's why I don't need no drink or anything else, guys. You know what I mean? That's just, I get high on the energy. I get high on life. But then I'm like, now this is like, I'm like, wow, I'm still tired. And it's funny because the way spirit works or the universe, well, it's not funny because one of my clients wasn't well today. And so I didn't have my one-to-one client, but interesting that. But again, you know what that's about as well. And also she'll watch this on replay, I'm sure, or unless you're here. That is about Mercury retrograde too. It's like, changes to plans. So, right, I'm just trying to I'll put it up on my phone in case anybody starts chatting to me and I miss it. Oh, there we go. Interesting. Right. So anyway, I'm going to crack on with this. Right. So these are my Taurus moon cards. I always feel like my animal cards or flower cards or naturey cards are very Taurus moon. So I'm just going to ask, what do we need to know collectively? No, I'm not. I'm going to ask, I'm going to do, it's like, see, I can't do that now. It's so weird. It's like, I can't just do it like generally. I do have to do it. Your divine feminine, your divine masculine, right? Okay, that's fine. So we'll do the first ones. What does your divine feminine energy need to hear? Because that is your energy that we're in right now. Whether you are, regardless of what sex you are, divine feminine energy is about slowing down. It's about being kind to yourself, allowing, receiving. It's not push, 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 go, go, go. And divine masculine isn't push, 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 go, go either, to be honest. It's that's about taking action when it feels right, like not controlling, just going with the flow. Right, anyway, what card have we got? Now, I'm intrigued to see whether any of the cards that I've pulled for the girls personally come out there or, well, this is actually probably quite good for the shuffling. Experimenting, guys. Feminine energy collectively, porcupine spirit. Well, no, that is not a card that I've pulled already today. So porcupine spirit, time for a beginner mind, 48. So again, as always, 48 might be significant for something, or equally it might not. What have we got for the divine masculine energy, as in your divine masculine energy watching this? Swan spirit. Oh, nice. Time for a deep dive. That also makes a lot of sense to me. So 60. Now, again, 60 might be relevant because, yes, I do have people that age and older watching, apparently, on my stats. So I'm honoured. Like, I don't know if I have said that before, but, like, honestly, like, I have a huge landslide of people that are drawn to work with me are at least 10 years older than me. Sometimes, like, 10, 15, I was just 20 years. Yeah, I have had people like 20 years older than me work with me, actually. So, right. And if you haven't already liked it, please like it and comment and all that jazz. But again, you don't need to if you're in your feels. Just stare at porcupine and swan. Right. So right. Oh, what have I picked up? Oh, I picked up abundance. Guys, I just picked up abundance by accident, but there are no accidents around here. Fortune, wealth, and plenty. And if you didn't already know, I didn't actually say that, but Taurus moon is about abundance. It's about things to do with money. Because if you'll know if you are a Taurus moon people, which I've just finished saying in my group actually, are usually really good at things to do with money. And then I've just, wait a minute. Now I've just opened the book, the wrong book at abundance. Right. Okay. That's pretty crazy because I'm so sleepy that I'm just like my hand, like this is how it happened. Like, I don't know why I'm explaining this because everybody that knows me knows this. But what's so good about when I'm channeling, when I'm this tired, is I'm so sleepy. My hands just literally go to any deck. I sometimes don't even shuffle and I just cut the deck. It all matters basically. And I know that, God, obviously you definitely know this, Bridget. And yes, you arrived at abundance, so that is an amazing sign for you. And also it's got a 28 on the card. I don't know if that's one of the numbers that I've been saying a lot. I think it was at one point, but I can't remember. You'll remember better than me. But yeah, basically that happened last night with someone too. Like someone wasn't feeling too good and I was sending them a bit of healing. And right before I went to sleep, I just went through to my office to, it's funny calling it that because it's like I used it as my office for 2 weeks and then I've just moved back through the living room. It's just because it's cold in there though. But like, anyway, I went through to plug my earbuds in and my hand just like automatically went to a deck. And then when I pulled the card, it was about emotional healing. And that is what I was feeling, my guides say to me was it's when someone's got physical pain, it's about emotional healing, and then it was like, so that was pretty crazy. And that's what's just happened there because I didn't even know if I was going to use these cards. I did put them beside me. So I was keeping it open for if I was going to. But the fact that I picked that up by accident, they wanted you to see that. And then I opened the book at it. So I'm going to read this one as the general energy. So I'm taking this to be for you to attract abundance, whether that be literal money, because a lot of people can get really mixed up with that and think that when we hear abundance, that it is solely money. It's not. It is money too, but it's about, oh, and you're just putting your earbuds in, of course you are. It's about happiness. And it's so weird, but again, not weird. It's just spirit speaking through me. Right as I finished in my other group there, my other group, this is in public, this does feel like a group. We're creating a community here, whether you realize that or not. But it's, I just finished channeling about money. Like I'd literally just went on this big chat about it and about be grateful for the smallest of things. Like I just went on some big random channeling that's always meant to be about when I just had my bath there. It felt amazing because like the guy was putting the ceiling on the bath yesterday and so he was like, that's out of bounds for 24 hours. And I was like, shit, that's not good because I really needed a shower. But basically it meant it was amazing when I got in the bath because I was just like, oh my God, like, do you know what I mean? Didn't want to leave. And it's pretty shit because my bath is like, it doesn't fill up. Like, see my old house, like, in fact, all the other flats I've had, the bath was like the most amazing bath ever. And here it's like, well, I didn't have a bath for ages. Like, I was having shower, guys, but like I stuck to the shower because why have I started talking about this? This will be for a reason, but anyway, it's like, yeah, oh yeah, it's about self-care, yeah, because basically what I've realized, okay, so somebody needs to hear this, that because it's such an effort to get a lot of water in the bath, like you'd have to, you need to heat the thing up and everything. It's like a pitiful amount of water. And when I've been spoiled with like deep baths and like, it's shit, right? It just is. So I just didn't bother and I just stuck to showers. But actually, I feel I've suffered because I've been a bath person for as long as I can remember. Like, and right down to when I used to move about like a fucking gypsy. Hopefully, that's no time again soon. Please, God, no. Unless it's my dream flat, please, God, no. Because I actually love here. But it's kind of like, I'm just looking away when I mean, you can't even see me, but I'm looking away, like seeing where they're going with this. It's basically what I'm trying to say is I've been having an Epsom salt bath every night. And I've done that for like the past fucking 10 years or something. So definitely the past 7 or 8 years. But anyway, I've went on about Epsom salt baths the whole time I've had crystal clear visions. And I've got everybody else doing it. And then it's just funny that the past sort of year or so, I actually hadn't been doing it. And it's amazing how much it helps me, because like now I'm just all sleepy because I've done that. Do you know what I mean? So it might be, I've seen a long-winded way of getting into this, but because everybody that watches this mostly is all people that know me well, I know that that's going to have helped somebody to hear it. So where is it in your life that you've overlooked this? Oh my God, that's the card I just pulled for myself. Fuck, I need to find that. Oh look, Bridget, Panther Spirits on the bottom. Reclaim your power. That's for someone else as well. Oh, there it is. Oh, I can't. Why am I so creepy? It's not me, I promise. It's Spirit. Look, I went to see it. They're just helping me out because I'm so tired. I just went to find the card I was talking about, and it's right on the bottom. And I did shuffle, so it's just like mouse, tend to the small things. So I just read that card for myself in the group about tending to the small things. And I think I used that as an example that basically that might seem like quite a small thing, but actually I've realized, because I've been used to having a bath now for the past month or something, it's a fucking massive thing, because like it really helps me relax. You know what I mean? Like, whereas I wasn't switching off. And it's like my mum had said as well that like when I was round at theirs once, and she was like, why don't you just go in the bath and leave your phone here? And I was like, but I want to listen to YouTube. And she was like, but that's the point, is you switch off in the bath. And I was like, and I tried to argue with her again. You're seeing my vulnerable, when you're like, no, but that is relaxing to me. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, I get what you're saying. Like, if you're still kind of, even if you think you're relaxing, by say somebody's listening to me, like in the bath. I mean, that sounds weird. So, I mean, each to their own. But do you mean it's like, say somebody's listening to me? Yeah, I suppose I'm not a good example because my voice is relaxing and I do keep people to sleep. But do you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be if I was in like, high motivational coach mode or something, or if it was a really strong energy coming through, like kind of ranty sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's like I got what my mum meant. It was just kind of like have 20 minutes at least to yourself of just no electronics and just like doing nothing, you know what I mean, but relaxing. So again, where do you need to do that? You watching this, where do you just need to switch off from all of that and zone out? Again, I do that every day in some way, shape, or form when I'm walking by the sea, but I'm not going to sit here and say to you that every single time I walk by the sea, I turn my phone off, because I don't. Like 9 times out of 10, I've got my earbuds in or my headphones and I'm listening to something as I'm walking along. But when I'm guided to, I will just stare at the sea, and that's kind of going into a bit of a meditation. But we're getting a bit of a row here about slowing down and really, really relaxing. That's what I feel that was all about. Anyway, fucking hell. Right, let's read this abundance card. Because like I say, Taurus moon is about money, but is about abundance, as in valuing yourself and happiness. And when you are following what is meant for you and what makes you the most happy, money should come about easier. Maybe not right away, but right. So fortune, wealth, plenty. The goddess Lakshmi holds out her hands in divine offering. And the universe responds with such abundant blessings that gold coins come cascading down on her. I just put on her, it doesn't say on her. The gold in her gown, I'm in my gown, although my gown isn't gold. And on her neck, ears, and wrists shines with the life-giving light of the sun, which radiates upwards from the top of her head. She's the light of the world, bringing boundless generosity. And that's what Taurus moon's about. Very kind of generous, luxurious. Like I've got quite a few close friends of mine that are, whether it's online or I've got a couple of my best friends are Taurus moon. and real live people, you know. I know I love you guys, but you know, like real live people that you can touch. We forgot what that's a bit about. Like, I don't fuck, my laugh's going crazy tonight, but we're just rolling with it. But you know, it's kind of like whenever the Taurus moon friends are in my life, well, online and offline, they're really good at practical stuff, but money management and that too. I always say that. Like any of my friends that are Taurus moon are like brilliant with where I'm not, basically. So where did I get to? I just read that bit. This portends a time of great joy and receptivity for you. And again, Capricorn sun, feminine energy, Taurus moon, feminine energy. This is a very receptive energy. The prosperity you've been longing for is coming your way. So you could also translate that for the money you've been longing for is coming your way. The joy you've been longing for is coming your way. The love you've been longing for is coming your way. Be open to love in all ways. And I don't mean like from every Tom, Dick, and Harry, by the way. I mean like if some old lady smiles at you in the street, smile back. You better fucking smile back at that old lady either way, I might say. I hope there's nobody tuning into this that doesn't smile at an old lady when they smile at her, put it that way, or an old man. In fact, if anyone smiles at you when you walk past them, I hope you smile back. Yeah, an investment may pay off or an unexpected windfall may appear. Oh, I know that that'll make some people watching this very happy. I don't think they're here live. Well, anyone. But even if the increase in wealth comes slowly at first, the abundance is sure to expand as you allow yourself to focus on the present value already in your life. Always remember that value comes in many forms. And again, this is so, I now know why this is just randomly, that I've been randomly picked at, like, because this is what this energy is about. It's about, are you valuing what really matters? Are you valuing yourself? Always remember that value comes in many forms. I just read that, but someone needed to hear it again. No apologies. There's good fortune in nature, friendship, and the simple moments of small joys. Yeah, like when an old man or an old woman smiles at you in the street. Has that happened to someone today? Why am I using that example? This grateful awareness. Oh, it's happened to me actually. Oh, that's funny. And I was like telling us, I was saying that to my dad earlier, that like when I'm walking along the beach, there's this like older man that I swear I've only spoke to him once when I was with my mum like years ago. But it's like if I actually walk past him and I'm close enough, he'll be like, hello. And I'm like really loud. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like I'm in a wee dream. And I'm like, oh, hi. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, I totally don't know you, but I'm gonna go with this. But I think he must be psychic or something. It's like he knows I'm like, I get it. I don't know, it's weird. So this grateful awareness will shine in your life like the sweet violet aura around Lakshmi's luminous being. At her feet, baby elephants, so elephants might be significant to someone, herald the arrival of true prosperity, bringing with them an energy of strength and peaceful certainty. This card is telling you to rest assured, for great joy and prosperity will soon be expanding throughout your life. Hallelujah, fucking Luya, guys. We're calling that in. And the affirmation is, I open my mind and my life to the blessings of the universe. Unlimited wealth is coming to me in wonderful and unexpected ways. Feel free to rewind me on the replay if you need to hear that one again. Right, so this is the overall energy. So now we're reading, where's the book? Oh, there it is. Now we're reading Porcupine and Swan at last. Right, what are you saying? Bring it on indeed. Are you changing the angle slightly? Can't see the names on the cards. Well, tough shit, Bridget. Like I'm sitting, you obviously arrived late. Now listen, Bridget's one of my soul sisters, so she gets my bluntness, hopefully. Yeah, you weren't here at the start. Basically, the way I'm sitting, because I don't want to be on camera, because I don't want to be, but basically I'm like, yeah, my hair's fucking all over the joint and I'm in chill mode. Well, actually, you've already seen me, so fuck that. Anyway, but basically, Oh, what was I going to say? Yeah, I'm sitting really awkwardly. So I'm in danger of I need to hold on to the laptop, actually. That's most important. But it's the way that I'm sitting. So, but you can see the words a little bit now. But it says porcupine spirit and swan spirit. Can you see it? You can see it now. It's just, wait a minute. You'll be able to see it better now, but it's just when I put that anywhere near the keyboard, it makes the most horrible noise against the speaker. So that's going to have to do. I basically said at the start, people can just listen to this like an audio. Don't focus on the visuals. Right. So, and hello, Shakira. I try and smile at people more. And now with the dog, I have a lot more random conversations. Oh my God, yeah, you will. They're a total conversation generator. I know you're in chill mode. Got it, thank you. You got it loud and clear. It's like, don't say that. Right, okay. Anyway, you know I'm joking. Other people that don't know me though will be like, fucking hell, has she been serious? No, I'm not. Well, I kind of am because I'm like, I don't care if you can't see it. Okay, listen. Porcupine spirit. Time for a beginner's mind. What is it? 48. Right. 48. God, they could help me find this as quickly as I found the other one. That would be helpful. Hey, wait a minute. Oh no, it is. Oh God. Right. I thought I'd read the card from the wrong book. Like I thought I'd read the book from the wrong. Even if I had, it would have been meant to be, right? Everything's fucking meant to be. You get it. So, right, porcupine spirit. Time for a beginner's mind. Oh, what are you doing, Swan Spirit? Fucking get the program. God's sake. Right, there we go. So this is your divine feminine energy, or if you want to see it as in a connection, you are divine feminine, or you right now, as in today, it could swap. You're in divine feminine energy, someone's in divine masculine energy, but again, it usually is someone's more one than the other. But I'm not gonna do it like just take it that this is your energy because I can't be, but that's like it just takes forever. And I've got to speak to some. Well, I said 8-ish. I'm speaking to someone about 8-ish, and she knows me very well. So it doesn't matter if it's like 8:30, but I don't want to be that long, but we'll just go with it. So, time for a beginner's mind. When porcupine spirit calls your name, you're being asked to adopt the beginner's mind to approach situations with innocence and curiosity. That word curiosity keeps coming up lately. To the old confining stories no longer have a hold on you. Life is full of surprises hiding in plain sight. Looking at the world afresh with new eyes can help you find what you have been seeking, whether it is a relationship, an opportunity, or evidence that you have all that you need right now. Oh, my throat chakra went funny, so someone's having problems speaking their truth. Don't we all in some way, shape, or form? So, where did I get to? Evidence that you have all you need right now to go create what you desire. And by the way, with all the cards I read to the women in the group, it was all about that. It was all cards that are about co-creating and having what you need to attract what you desire. Actually, it was all about, but which again, that's why I do it like this, because when you get imbalanced with your feminine energy and your masculine, that is how you bring about things in your life. So porcupine asks you to be playful and have a childlike curiosity. There's so much waiting for you that you have yet to discover. So again, in your feminine chilling energy, it is about being open, being curious, just seeing where it goes. And actually, I can kind of see how that's why I'm being even more relaxed than what I usually am, because I'm so tired. It's like I just can't even be bothered putting a lot of effort in, which is probably why why all the cards I'm reading from the book. So though I'm using my intuition, which I always am, it's never off to read the cards. I'm also reading the book. But it's about I'm just seeing where this goes. You know, it's like how I've just given that big random story about baths and whatever else, fucking smiling at people on the beach and stuff. It all means something. And it's really funny because that's what I was talking about in our group earlier, was even when it looks like I'm not trusting what I'm saying, I'm always trusting what I'm saying, because it doesn't need to make sense to me. It always, without fail, makes sense to at least one person, but it's never just one person. It's always several people that are like, oh my God, that made total sense to me. And it's like, yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? But that's how it works. Right. So 60. So your divine masculine energy within you, the one that actually does something about something or takes action. And sometimes that can even be that you take no action because you're tired, which seems to keep coming through. This is going to be something about beauty. Or if it's not, that's what it means to me. Because actually swans are about love, usually, true love. So when it's two, but this is just one. Swan spirit, time for a deep dive. With their graceful long necks, swans are able to reach into the depths. When swan spirit arrives, you're called to take a deep dive beyond what is easily available on the surface. You may think you know what is best for you now, but take the plunge into the depths of your awareness. That feels like spiritual awakening stuff. For there's knowledge you're not aware of and great treasures to discover. Deeper understanding awaits you, and perspective that comes from greater self-knowledge is what you need right now to better understand a situation or a relationship. As you come to know yourself more intimately, so too will you come to know others. So Swan Spirit asks you to go beyond the surface of what is happening between you and others and resist the temptation to judge by superficial appearances. Know there is much deeper potential for loving connections, forgiveness, and mutual understanding. Choose to deep dive into your why, asking the deeper questions of yourself. You're led by grace of Swan Spirit. Wow, that feels like quite a strong energy there. Right, so I forgot what this one's about already. Yeah, so right, so when you put them together, it's about having an open and curious mind like a child or a childlike spirit and diving on in with your deep feels. Whether you're doing that yourself or you're doing that with another person, wherever you're at, you'll all be at different bits. Right, so what have we got for divine feminine energy from this deck? And I'm not doing it, am I doing it that way? I kind of like doing it that way. Let's say that because I've got, like, I'm just doing it with that spread that, except have I got it written down? Oh, fuck, that's what this is sitting on. I'll just make up one. So let's say that this is what's going on underneath, right? This is what's going on in the subconscious, unconscious. So feminine energy, wanting to be curious and just seeing where things take things rather than being controlling. Oh yeah, because that came out for someone else I was reading for earlier. And then your masculine energy is about like taking a deep dive into feelings, which actually that makes sense because when we're talking about oh my god, I'm confusing myself now. Well, whether we're talking about this being you or within a connection, it to me, like, again, remember you can be masculine energy and be a woman, so don't associate that with being a man and vice versa. This would be about balancing. So say if you're, so here's a good example, right? If you're a woman but you've got a lot of masculine energy, then actually slowing down to get in touch with why you're keeping yourself really busy would be doing this, would be diving more into your feminine. Excuse the pun, I didn't even mean to say dive when the card is about diving deep. So it's not always necessarily that a man, but then that would be a good example as well. For a man that is a masculine energy, that's a lot of manly shit, you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. But diving deep into the feelings would balance a man out like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I always say that. I say it all the time because unfortunately I'm a medium that brings through a lot of people. Well, I help a lot of people that are grieving from suicide, and I help a lot of people that have went that way as well. That come through and talk to me as part of my purpose. My alarm's going off, and that's what always breaks my heart because perhaps if people were able to talk about their feelings more, that would happen less where people were in a position to feel like that. So anyway, I didn't mean to take it so deep, but it's probably the deep dive swan, and it is with all my Scorpio energy, it's going to go that way. You know what I mean? Right. So this is now the conscious mind of your divine feminine energy. Or like say, if you are one of those, oh, fuck. And it just flew out. Adjustment 24. So the 24th of February. Oh, there isn't. Wait a minute, there is. I was about to say there isn't a 24th. Wait a minute. Why do I keep fucking doing that? Right, 24th of January or 24th of February might be significant, actually. I usually go with a month we're in. Adjustment, looking back, moving forward. Instantly, that says to me Mercury retrograde, because we're in Mercury retrograde from Friday, but right now we're in the shadow. So you should already be seeing themes of getting tongue-tied. That's definitely happening tonight with me. And by the way, that'll happen for the next month or longer, that I'll get really tongue-tied, because it always happens at Mercury retrograde. But because it's an Aquarius is like weird and wonderful, wacky, unpredictable. That's, by the way, my moon is conjunct the planet that rules Aquarius. So that's why you don't know what you're going to get with me half the time. Neither that. It's a surprise. It's just a surprise every day what's going to come out of my mouth. And sometimes nothing comes out of my mouth because I can't be fucking arse talking to anyone. But it's basically like, this is about themes of the past coming up. So where's there's themes of closure needing to happen, forgiveness, just people coming back from your past, like of any kind, friendships, love, family, you know, estranged family, anything like that. Right, 24. And again, I always say this at this time of year, but that can be both welcome and unwelcome, can't it? Depending on what the situation is. So, but I always say, even if it was like that happened to a client of mine recently, is even if it's somebody that you're hearing from that you're, you know what I mean, that it's not where you're at, then at least it's like, it's good to just sort of hear somebody out, is where I always feel. Like basically it's like, if you would want something back, then it's good to give it to someone else, isn't it? Because if you aren't open to that, then you're just going to get, karma's going to slap you in the face somewhere else, is the way that I would see it. Right. So, but, and that's a big but, if you've already stressed and you've already used your voice and you've put boundaries in place that you're not wanting to continue some kind of connection or something, and then people are still kind of at you, that's different, you know what I mean? But that needs to be addressed as well. But I mean, like, if like, well, fucking take your pick. There's loads of people that have left my life in the last couple of years, like depending on the situation. But like, if someone was to be like, I don't know, I can't, nah, I can't, I'm not using myself as an example, but you know what I'm saying, right? You, different situations for different people. I fucking make up your own mind. Right. So looking back, moving forward, if you're new to me, you're going to be like, well, I'm not watching her because that's not very, well, whatever, you know, I'm really not bothered tonight. Right. So the priestess of wisdom, I'm joking, not joking. The priestess of wisdom pauses, looking over her shoulder as she receives owl guidance about adjustments to make before moving forward. So again, this is like that mouse card. Pay attention to the small details. Like, I feel like people are getting excited about big goals and like the big things, and there's a strong message coming through, and that came through for someone in my group earlier as well, is a bit, and it was about pay attention to the details, and that's because that's what Mercury retrograde is about. People can overlook the details, so be very, very careful when you're talking to people over messages, especially, even phone calls, definitely emails, any kind of writing. Put it this way, if there was any kind of important communications that I was having with people about anything, whether it be money, anything heavy, I would be wanting to talk to people like on a Zoom call, you know, to make sure, like, I wouldn't be doing it over writing, or if where you can in person, always do it in person, because this is the kind of time when you can't read people's body language, you can't read their facial expressions. You're always better to actually, get as much kind of cues as you can, because you could totally misread the situation. So anyway, The priestess of wisdom pauses, looking over her shoulder as she receives owl guidance. I've already read this bit. Why am I reading it again? When this card appears in your spread, pay attention to the cards placed on either side, for this represents issues you need to be considering now. Well, we've not got that yet. We've not pulled it. This card marks a pause in your energy, which is interesting because divine feminine energy is about pausing. To contemplate what you've been doing and determine if any changes would prove beneficial. And that is exactly what Mercury retrograde is all about. It's about pausing. It's about rest, reflect, restore, reevaluate. It's not wise to start anything brand new. Oh, I may as well just go into a teaching about this. So if you don't know what Mercury retrograde is, right, generally speaking, it's when issues of the past come up. Sorry for people that know this, but I feel it's good for people that don't. It's when issues of the past come up for healing. We're already in Venus retrograde. Venus is the planet of love, but that's so funny. I'm like moving my hands around like this. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to hold them so I don't do that. It's about, yeah, Venus retrograde is about love, but it's also about what you value. It's also things to do with money. So any of these things, when it's going retrograde, it's very wise to, same as Mercury retrograde, go over it with a fine tooth comb. So right now, everybody in the themes of what you spend your money on, who you spend your time with, what's worth spending your time on, who's worth spending your time with, all these sorts of things will be whirling about in your consciousness, whether it's your everyday waking consciousness or your dream time or your sleeps, which is crazy right now for a lot of people because the mass spiritual awakening that's going on. It's oh, I lost it because I went too high. Right, give me it back. Oh yeah, so that's Venus retrograde, right? And because it's in Capricorn, I keep stressing it's serious. So all the things I just mentioned, it's serious thoughts and feelings about money decisions, about relationship decisions, about friendships, about family, about work, about career, about your life purpose, heavy shit, because Capricorn's ruled by Saturn, and it's your career, it's your life purpose, it's what is happiness to you, what do you value. There's only so much time in a day. You've only got so much love to give. What are you going to spend that on? Who are you going to spend that with? Like, it's all, these are all serious things that are coming. I'm talking about time a lot because Saturn and Capricorn is time, it's and I just feel that really in the collective about. It's funny because in one hand there's like time is an illusion, which is what I always say, and then in another sort of energy that I can tune into, it's like time's running out. So I feel it's like the new earth and the old earth, it's like that dying out. And interesting, there's a card I pulled earlier that says accept what is dying. So that's pretty extreme, but it really is true. It's like accept what is dying in your life, or even worse, it's already died. It's like you're not that person anymore. And you've changed. Very, very Scorpio energy there. But to get back to Mercury retrograde is in Aquarius, and then it will halfway through or a little bit through be in Capricorn, which is energy I just described. This is really testing it's not my memory, it's a bit of both. It's like they're telling me what to say, but it's like I'm listening as I'm saying it. It's like because fuck off. Oh my god, I've got no patience. See, I've got an abundance of patience, but tonight I'm like that tired. I need to right, the alarm's not going to go off again. So yeah, Mercury is a planet of communication, right? So it's your mind, it's your talking, it's your listening. That's interesting. I just said impatience because I'm normally the most patient person you could ever meet, unless it's like this and I'm really needing sleep or I've been kept up all night feeling everybody's thoughts and or like or if it's first thing in the morning. I'm not a morning person either, but other than that, you know what I mean? It's but basically what I'm saying here is Mercury retrograde is a time of slowing down, reevaluating. It's not about starting something new. So if something's brand new, like a brand new business deal, a brand new relationship, a brand new car, a brand new haircut, it's not wise to start it during Mercury retrograde of all times, because there's every chance you could change your mind about the haircut. You could be like, oh, what the fuck did I do? You can change your mind about the relationship. You can change your mind, you're getting it. You can change your mind about that business deal. You can change your mind about that car that you purchased. But if it's something that has been addressed previously, a business idea, a relationship, or something that you'd started before and it needs to be, loose ends need to be tied up or closure, then it's okay to do those things. In fact, it's encouraged because it's going over old ground to bring back peace of mind or clarity or lifting something, because it's like when things are left hanging in the balance, like whether it's a project you don't finish or a conversation you never finished or even like, had or whatever, it's like, it's just when it's things like that. But when it's in Aquarius, it's just going to be, I think it's going to be like out of the blue conversations and shocking surprises, which could be really good as well, by the way, but could also be the other. It could be kind of things you weren't surprised, like you weren't expecting, that take you by, surprise in the not so nice way, to keep it real. But again, that could be like things in the world. Like I really do feel that, when I say I really do feel, that's important. But I really do feel things in the world, like Mercury retrogrades. This is news to me as I'm saying it, actually. I didn't think about this before now. But Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, I bet you anything, it's going to bring up things from the past that are going to shock people to the core, that have been hidden, because that's how I can get to the bottom of how anybody feels, or mysteries, or deep feelings, or even when people are like, oh, I've had other psychics or mediums read me and they can't read me, and I'm like, well, I'm not like, well, I will be able to, but secretly I'm like, well, I bet I can. But it's kind of like, it's because I've got 6 retrograde in my chart, so I'm very good at going over things with a fine tooth comb and getting right down to the bottom of something. And so Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, that's what I mean. It's like, cause it's going over the past and old ground, I really do feel that will be bringing up, unearthing conversations that need to be had that are going to shock, So again, that I do think that's worldly stuff, but that could actually be personal life too. Anyway, right, where did I get to reading this? Not very fucking far anyway. Right, so the owl has extraordinary vision. Oh, wait a minute, did I read that bit? Reflection and course correction now are wiser than charging full steam ahead. There you go. That's so Mercury retrograde. But I'm going to get, do you know what? I'm going to get so, wow, I've got no patience. Who am I tuning into here right now? This is not like me. It's like I wasn't like this before I came on here. And now it's like I've got no patience for anything. I can't even read the book. The owl has extraordinary vision, and it can adjust its focus from telescopic to microscopic in an instant. That's interesting, considering what I just said. In fact, it is always adjusting, always ready to redirect its path for a more effective result. This card is suggesting that you do the same. Review your previous choices to determine what has worked for you. Look ahead to see what changes can accelerate plans of vision. Right, I get it now. So it's about, in your feminine reflective, in your feely feels, your hashtag all the feels, which by the way, you're going to be in as it gets closer to the weekend and Monday, because that is the full moon in Cancer, which is family. It's anything to do with mothers, ancestors, trauma, feelings, depression, what else is it? Sadness. It's hashtag all the feels, right? But Cancer energy is also, where do you need to love yourself more? Because Cancer energy is usually about caring for everyone else. So I always feel guided to say, where do you need to love yourself more? Where do you need to look after you and what you need? Where do you need to have better boundaries? Because Capricorn season, which we're in, is about boundaries, and it's strict and it's serious and it's kind of like, and Cancer is about lack of boundaries in a lot of ways. It's about being too nice, it's lovely to look after other people, but if you're always looking after everyone else, you're probably not being so nice to yourself. But you can do both. you know, but again, it's like usually more so than not, people need to hear, be kind to yourself. So yes, you'll probably be really looking at stuff like that. Where am I putting everybody else's needs and feelings before myself and sorting that out? So looking at how you've acted in the past, sorting it out for how you move ahead. Boom, drop the mag, see you later. No, I'm joking. Look ahead to see what changes can accelerate your plan's fruition. Again, so what do you need to do right now? What can you take personal responsibility for right now to make sure that your life starts going in the right direction? I'm in life coach mode today, apparently. This could call for some patience and courage, for you may have to shift or even abandon the path that has been your primary focus. But take note of the bright light from the right, the future pouring into the priestess of wisdom's, so this one. The priestess of wisdom's left hand, the hand of receiving, which remember is feminine energy, as well as orbs, there are at her third eye. She's guided in her adjustments by the clarity and vision of the owl, as well as being directed into the future by the light and the orbs of the spirit world. And isn't that funny that if you'd watched the big marathon channeling video at the weekend there, I kept going on about like, come on, orbs, come and show yourself. I tell you what, one day I'm going to regret saying that because there's going to be a shitload of bubbly orb things flying about my head. There usually is in photos, but it's not showing up in the videos. You too can be so guided when you let yourself stop, reconsider, adjust, and move peacefully forward. And it's got ... with trust. And the affirmation is, it's safe for me to stop and reconsider my path and process. I am patient and courageous in the choices and changes I make. So this is about being kind to yourself, that it's okay to take the time to make the decisions that you need to make. Feels like very heavy messages, actually. Right, so let me see what, before I do the divine masculine here. For comedy, wait a minute, you keep confusing January and February. Yeah, no, I don't know why I keep doing that. Let's blame Mercury retrograde, but maybe it's just time is slipping away and none of it fucking matters. For comedy value, you mentioned Mercury retro, and both my phone and watch ran out of juice at exactly the same time. Oh, interesting. Right. So this is the divine masculine energy within you watching this, or you can see it within a dynamic too, whatever fits. But really, even for a dynamic, it's going on within the two of you too. So that's right. Divine masculine action phase. Deep emo. Oh my God. Right. I fucking love that. Why did I wait so long to do my life calling like this on here? I'm doing this forevermore, guys. Deep emotions. Did we or did we not get time for a deep dive in divine masculine energy? And now we've got deep emotions. That's why I use several different decks in the same place. You can't argue with that. 15-2, by the way, that's the devil card. So that's about temptations. So that's about looking at what addictions or previous habits which haven't served you, you need to be given up, which is really interesting because I've actually, I'm not showing the card because it's like so dirty. But like, wait until you finish hearing what I'm saying. Okay, don't judge me. It's that sexual tarot deck that I've got that I am not using on here anytime soon. I pulled one of those cards for the girl in one of in my groups, and we were fucking pissing ourselves. But that was the card that I pulled, and it is just basically about that. It's about addictions, but it can also be about sex actually, because people can have sex addictions. But it's about like it's about like, yeah, say it could be anything, like, you know, you've been drinking too much over the holidays or just in general, or anything else, or smoking drugs, it could be, or it could be like just overeating. It could be absolutely anything. But again, and these aren't based on the tarot, but that's just what I was led to with it being a number 15 again. So yeah, I'm very, listen, that's probably the card I would want to least show It's like, my God, I don't know how people can share that shit with a straight face. It's probably why whenever I see people using them, they're not on the camera. They're like this. You know what I mean? It's like, I know why your face isn't on. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I just be pissing myself laughing through the whole fucking thing. Right. Deep emotions, unknown feelings, past life influences. Oh my God. Good Lord. Right. So, look what I've just stopped it. Divine masculine. Right, stop. This is not funny. But how cool would that be? Like one of these, that would be cool if I pulled divine feminine, divine masculine, because there's that in this book. But look, we didn't get the card, but we got it in the book. Oh, you can't even see. Can you see? Is it working? I don't know. Did it show up? I need to see on the delay. Yeah, you did see it. And a number 8 might be significant there. Right. So to be serious here, there's deep feelings going on with the, actually, that makes sense. The divine masculine within the world energy is waking up. So this is the card. Oh my God, of course it is. So this is the story that I love. This is the card of Osiris, and it's called Electric Active Power. Master of Resurrection, he heralds a time of active creative energy in your life. He fuses his own inner light with the powerful and eternal vibration of universal consciousness. I said that funny. Being newly empowered in every cell and every thought, the hawk that sits on his shoulders has a strong life force and intense energy. Oh, why am I reading this? Okay, well, we must need to hear this. That's interesting. I'm reading the divine masculine bit, and I was meaning to read deep emotions, but I'm reading, maybe people need to hear what divine masculine energy is actually. That must be why I'm reading this. Yeah, so this is helpful. If you're not getting this whole divine feminine, like this is what divine masculine energy is. But then, Bridget, please remind me to actually read the card that I picked. But again, so this card indicates that you are entering this field of expansive energy at this time. In flight, the hawk has great vision and the ability to communicate with the spirit of creation. And this is an important message for you. You're moving into a time of great creative and productive energy. So let yourself consider what project or activity is calling to your soul. Whether it's a new business, a novel, a work of art, now is the time to focus on this type of endeavor. I love how it's like yes, a novel, like yeah, like everybody's sitting writing a novel, you know, some people are, but like what the fuck. Your own resonance vibrates with an absolutely electric connection with universal inspiration and accelerated action. In fact, you may emerge from this time feeling not only reinvigorated but more reinvented. So this is what I'm saying, like I'm getting the kind of vibe that we mentioned in the devil energy. It's like people are like freeing themselves from toxic habits or people or situations, and like it's phoenix rising energy, you know what I mean? It's like rising from the ashes, very scorpion kind of energy. On a personal level, this card could signify an approaching relationship with a man or a woman, because the woman might be in divine masculine energy if you're same sex, you know what I mean? But take it as it resonates. It may be a new romance, or it could be a strong friendship or business connection. That's boring though. We're not wanting that. I'm joking. This man brings fresh ideas and dynamic energy into your life. So be conscious of any new opportunities. Remember, as you receive the guidance and support, always to maintain your own creative intention and listen to your own intuitive voice. And the affirmation is, as I connect with the creative force in the universe, my own creativity expands and thrives. Right, so now let's read the actual card. But I wonder if I should read Divine Feminine now as well. Peacock indeed. I pulled a peacock for one of my ladies earlier in the other group. Right, I'm going to read Divine Feminine now, right? Because I really do feel people need to know what each is. So I'll read the Divine no. Oh, wait a minute. I'll read what will I read next? Right, I'll read this card because we're on the divine masculine. Fuck's sake, I've really confused myself tonight. Right, so I wonder if I should just read that as well. Right. Do you know what? I'm doing what I'm guided to do. I feel like people really need to know what this is. Right. Divine Feminine, magnetic receptive power. This is a card of Isis. So Isis and Osiris, right? And she's bringing news of the deep reflection and increasing receptivity coming into your life. The Egyptian hieroglyphic symbol of the eagle represents spirit, and the wisdom of the soul brings to life. This eagle comes to rest upon her hands, bringing profound understanding. This card reveals a time of power, peace, and deepening clarity for you. Yet underneath this quiet resonance, your magnetic energy is swirling in accelerated motion, creating a vortex of attraction within and around you. Your yin energy is on the rise. It's a restful yet dynamic time, and it may call for you to go inward to reflect on present situations, receive guidance, and make future plans. It's also a grounding time, one during which, like Isis, you choose to connect to your own light with the gentle, supportive vibration earth energy. I get why I meant to read these, because now I'm going to read the twin flames. I may as well. So that's what this is about. You know what I mean? It's like, as the divine masculine energy is doing their thing, the divine feminine energy is guided to connect to her own light. You know, like, that's why I say get on with your own shit. Like, so I don't just say that for a laugh. So, and also we're in very divine feminine energy. It's very, you know, because it's Capricorn and Taurus that we're in right now is very feminine. There's certain medicine in this conscious connection, ushering in balance and healing on many levels, including physical, emotional, and even financial. And remember, Taurus moves to do with money. So allow yourself to open up to your own magnetic powers. This card could also herald the coming of a new woman into your life. And again, that could be man as well. Just take that where it resonates. This might be a close friendship or a burgeoning romantic love. Is that how you say that? Burgeoning. Your growing receptivity is likely to call in an important karmic relationship at this time. Be open to the lessons and meaningful connections that lie ahead. And the affirmation is, I open myself to the divine feminine within and around me as I get in touch with the warmth of my spirit and magnetism. So this is what confuses people, right? It's not as simple as somebody's divine feminine, somebody's divine masculine, because divine feminine needs to get in touch with her divine masculine qualities, and divine masculine needs to get in touch with their divine feminine quality, you know, like, so that's why divine masculine side is getting things about deep feelings and all of that. So now I'm going to read the twin flame card. So, and remember, I might not even like the way that this book describes it. I can't remember. I've read it before a couple of times. So, twin flames, soul partner, eternal connection. So, you know, nothing heavy. And it's number 16, the Tower card, which is massive changes. The radiant connections shown on this card reveal a potentially life-changing message for you. The appearance of a twin flame is on the horizon, and it's directive of your karmic destiny that you reunite. Many people consider twin flames to be romantic connections, soulmates called back together from previous lives. And bear in mind, we didn't pull any of the ones that I've just read, but it depends which way you look at it, because why am I saying that? We did. That's why. Past life influences. This card says past life influences, and this is about the past. So, like the Mercury retrograde week that we're in. Right. So, I'm agreeing with it so far. This could indeed be the case for you, and this card may be announcing the homecoming of an abiding love. But there are many types of soul partners. They can take the form of a loving parent and child. Now, this is the bit that I'd like to clarify. A twin flame is not a loving parent, a child, or a business partner. That is a soulmate, right? Like, you can have many, many soulmates of many different kinds. You can even have scouting pad soulmates. I remember reading a book about 10 years ago, and I remember thinking, aye, that fucking boss that was a right bitch, she was a scouting pad soulmate. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, she was horrible to all of us. She bullied us all, and she made me find my voice at the ripe old age of 19. That's totally giving away who it is. But again, if the shoe fits, but I don't think she's watching this. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that was character building, because I was painfully fucking shy. Well, it's not really the Tower, Bridget, because it's not meant to be that way in this deck, but yeah, it is in another way, because it is because it's 16. That's the way I would look at it. But if you don't want it to be, just don't make it that. But again, it is. It's because the twin flame card probably is number 60. Definitely is number 16 because it's fucking rocks your world. And that can be in a good way and in a bad way. That's why people run away from their twin flame because like, what the fuck is this? This is fucking intense. Fuck this. And then you're like, actually, no, I do kind of want that, like really badly. But you have to do the work to get to that point. Right. So and even if you're like, I do really kind of want that really badly, and then you go back to it for a bit, you'll part again because you just can't handle the intensity until you're ready to handle the intensity. And some people just aren't ready at all. Like some people are just like, nah, that's not for me. But then then I think you're kind of miserable because you're never not thinking about them. Right. So or it dies down, but it doesn't die down enough, is what I'm saying. Right. So they can take the form of a loving parent and child, business partners, scientists working together on the same discovery. I don't know where the fuck they brought this bit in, but I'll see where they're going. Composer and lyricist. Basically, it's two people that work together in harmony. That's what they're getting at here. With a common cause. And any other duo united with the intention to enhance the earthly experience of others. And again, like I've said before, it's not just all about this true love and romance. It's actually twin flames are very healing. And it's not just one's really healing and the other one's just helping them do the healing. It's both are very healing. It's like in their own way. And then they're very, very healing together for each other and then for the world. That's what twin flames are. So don't be distracted by the similarity in appearance of the souls pictured here. Well, we've not got that card anyway. And by the way, they don't really, oh no. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, fuck, maybe I need to show you it then. See how long it's taken me to find the cards is how long it takes you to find your twin flame. Right. Or like reunite with them if you found them before. You've got a wee glimpse of what was coming, and then it's like, yeah, we're taking this person away. You can't be with each other. And it sometimes feels like ever. And we're just going to put everything in your path so that you think they're the wrong one. We're just going to confuse the fuck out of both of you. Right, there you go. There's twin flame. But then it's like, ta-da! Oh, it's that person. Twin flames, soul partner, eternal connection. Now, this is what's confusing. It's got a tiger on it. That's one of my animals. But it's got two women, you know. But again, two women can be twin flames if you're in the same sex partnership or two men. But it just doesn't really matter. It's yes, exactly. Or it's like that. The two women are mirroring one another because that's what the point is. It doesn't matter whether you're a man and a woman that are twin flames, a woman and a woman that are twin flames, a man and a man that are twin flames, or whatever else you consider yourself to be, because there's that many different variations of what people can call themselves at now. I can't keep up with it. And it's just, you know, it's whatever you deem yourself as. But basically, I lost my thread, but you see what I mean? It's like if I was to sit here and so, but yeah, it depends if you look at it, whether what regardless of what sex you are, it's like whoever your twin flame is are reflecting back you. So it's put aside your physical self, which I know is hard to do because it's your ego and everything, it's your sense of humor, it's who you are, it's your physical life. It's your soul essence. Like something about that person should be really pulling you in. And it's either pulling you in as in like, I don't know what it is about that person, but there's something. Like there's something that makes me really want to be really close to them. And I'm like, I'm watering it down, guys. Watering the fire down. But at the same time, if you're not in a place where you're ready for it, you're like, get me the fuck out of here. Like, do you mean you just want to run far, far away? And this can be just a mixture of all these different kind of feelings. But it's because I once heard somebody describe it as this, and I thought that was the perfect explanation. When you're in a room with two real twin flames, right, you'll know, because if they're not, if they're cool with each other and they've went through the whole process, they probably won't have their hands off each other. You know, that's how you can, well, it depends actually. I know twin flames are not like that, but they're probably quite polite. It's like, you know, but when one talks, it's like the other one's, oh, it's hard to describe it. It's like they're just really in synergy. That's what I want to say. It's like when one's talking, the other one's kind of nodding and they don't interrupt each other and they just flow. And that's why it's quite funny, actually, because but then actually more recently I saw other ones where it wasn't like that, and it was excitement, and they were not interrupting each other, but it was a little bit, but it doesn't mean that they're not twin flames. It was just probably, I think it's more getting used to that kind of balance and the intensity of the energy. Oh my god, I'm going into major teacher mode here. Do you know what this is? I've got Mercury in Taurus, and it's like they're really making me explain this one because it's a Taurus moon. What else was I going to say there? Yeah, that was it. So the person used an example of I just can't even, it was years ago, but it was like basically you'll know when you're with two twin flames that need to do the healing, both need to do the healing before they can be together, because it'll feel like you're in the waiting room of a psychiatric ward. It's like, fuck, that's really blunt, but it's because it's really intense. Like, people will just be able to be like, I don't know what's going on with those two, but it's like there's some kind of weird energy going on, you know? And like, that's, yeah, I just think that that's spot on. It's really, really spot on. Right. So, did I read the rest of this? So this message is about a perfectly matching resonance that vibrates with mutual recognition and higher purpose. But again, I really think that that's not really going into much detail there, because that's making it all sound very lovely and very easy, and you find your twin flame and it's happily ever after. And it just doesn't fucking like that eventually. But there's a lot of difficulty that you have to, which is why I've mentioned all these different films, which really do it makes me wonder whether the people that wrote a lot of these films, whether they had like prior knowledge about twin flames, actually, because it's the hurdles that people jump through. And I'm not talking about the ones I all love, like Grease and everything. That's, you could, I don't know whether I would see them as that, maybe, but you know what I mean, it's more kind of your deeper films. Like, one that was really coming to me the other day is, I don't know if anyone's ever seen Wicker Park, but that I remember watching that about 10 or 12 years ago, and I don't know if the film was that good in itself, but it was that, for what I'm talking about, that does explain that. And it's more actually the sort of darker side to it, where like it's just like everything's getting in the way to like make these people stay apart from each other. Right, so anyway, went into lots of descriptive energy about that, so hopefully you get it. Right, 15, which is actually the card before that card. I like the way that it's pictured. I like the way that it's laid out in this book, actually, because you've got friendship followed by deep emotions, followed by twin flames. And I think that's the perfect combination. And it's just often it's all mixed up. That's a good way to put it. I like that spirit. That's a good way to put it. My God. Right. So let's read the actual card that we actually pulled. And sorry, because see what I mean about that wouldn't have been good on the old sound, would it? I'm glad I'm providing you with a laugh. So, feelings, past life influences. This priestess of the depths welcomes you to a side of life that most people never explore. And that fits very well for what I've just spoke about. Because unless you were on it, you wouldn't have a fucking clue what this is all about. And actually, if you're not, you'll be like, I'm not watching this because I don't want to hear about this. I'm not a twin flame. I don't understand it. See you later. But believe me, the people that do will be like, right, this is scarily resonating. This priestess of the depths welcomes you to a side of life that most people never explore themselves. I'm joking, I added that bit in, but it's true. The sacred triangle above her head represents the trinity. Oh, that's to do with twin flames too. And time past, present, and future. This is surrounded by the circle of eternity, reminding you of the unending nature of life, cyclical, continuous, and connected. The ocean is layered with currents of all different speeds and directions. These layers of moving vibrations are like emotions of your life. It's time to understand your patterns of motivation and reaction and recognize how you're affected by things going on beneath the surface. Profound feelings you might not be facing are often still strong enough to direct your destiny, whether you want them to or not. longing, attachment, and fear could send you in entirely different directions than you desire. Wow, drop the mic. See what I mean? That really, now I get why I had to read all the other cards. That fits in with this one. It's like, even, it might not make sense because even though there's a longing and there's an attachment, there's also a fear that could send you in the entirely different direction than the one you actually desire. Let that sink in. Such influences may stem from past lives, but whatever the origin, you need not be stuck with them forever. Look honestly at the patterns of your life to identify the undercurrents of emotion that are misdirecting you. And again, it's fear. It's always fear. I've been there. You've been there. We've all been there. It's fear. Look honestly. Oh, I just read that bit. My head's on fire, by the way. So there's some serious knowledge dropping right now. Just saying. Affirm that you can release toxic emotions, which is what I've been saying. That's why they were. No, I'm not showing. I can't. Why did I get so embarrassed? I can't show that card. I can't show any of those cards. I'm tempted, but it's not happening yet. It's going to happen, Scorpio moon, isn't it? It's going to be like, just bring on the sex cards. No, I'm joking. We're doing that on Patreon. You want to see the 18 plus? Wait till I get that. I'm joking. I'm still not going to be able to do it there. I don't care how much money you're throwing me. I'm not doing a reading with those cards in public. Right. So look honestly at the patterns of your life to identify the undercurrents of emotion that are misdirecting you. Affirm you can release toxic emotions and let go of longing and need. And again, it's because, right? So this is what can confuse people as well, is there's lust and there's love. And you can really lust after somebody and want to have sex and everything and that, but then when it's not good for you because you won't feel fulfilled and you'll not be like wanting to cuddle up to that person and tell them all your feelings and all your secret bits of yourself, you know what I mean? Like, so that's, whereas when it's love, it's like you should have the perks of both. That's putting it very simply. But and that's what the devil card really is about to me as well. It's temptation. It's kind of like when you see all these films, like, fuck, you know what one I was thinking of recently, which I'm not even joking, that's actually sick when you think about it. Have you ever seen that film? In fact, there was one I was watching. Oh my God, see, they're giving me like so many films to like describe this shit. Right, I'm going to go with the one that came to me first, but there was another one I thought about this as well that was like that. Oh, that's really going to annoy me. Have you ever seen 40 Days and 40 Nights where the guy basically, he dares himself that he can't go near any girl in any way. And then he actually meets like the girl of his dreams kind of thing. And then there's the most ridiculous scene with a flower. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. If you know, you know. Not going to happen. But actually with Twinflames probably is quite possible. But side note, with them, there's a scene in it where the ex-girlfriend comes in, right? And it's like, I can't remember what it is. It's like I don't know if he's because he's had whiskey. So he's got really, really drunk. Because I think he's nervous about going to the other girl. And then the ex-girlfriend, for some reason, because they've got a bet about when he's going to next have sex, she wants to win all the money in the bet. So she goes over like with sexy underwear and all that. And so for some reason, the fucking door was open. Oh, that's it. Sorry, if you don't want to know the rest of this, I'm ruining the film, but the film's like ancient. But yeah, he leaves the door open for the other girl. And then, sod's law, the ex-girlfriend comes over and he's like totally sparkled like on the whiskey and chained to the bed. So that wouldn't have helped. And basically, I'm not being funny, but like she actually raped him because it's like he's not aware of it not being hurt. And I thought, see, if that was the other way around, that wouldn't be allowed. Like you wouldn't, it's like, it's not, I don't know. It was just when I thought about how young I was when I watched that. And then when I thought about it, I thought that's not actually very funny. But anyway, sorry, side note, but it is, it's just, the point is it's like, temptation's always going to be there, isn't it? It's always going to be around us, and there's always going to be people like that. Because again, that it's not like the ex-girlfriend was even wanting him for him. She was wanting the money. You know what I mean? She was wanting the money from the bet, and she just saw an easy way of getting it. And that's really a very good description of what that whole devil energy around that card would mean. It's like it's not worth it, but that's probably not a good example in the way that it's not like he wanted that because he wasn't really aware. But what was the other film that I thought about that recently? Because it was just whatever. It's all these kind of things where it's like there's two people that like each other and there's always some fucker hanging around on either both sides or one side. They're like, oh hey, hi, look at me. I'm, you know what I mean? And it's like, get the fuck. Anyway, so let's read the rest of this card. But in order for the negative energies to get to fuck, you have to do the work. You know, you have to have the discipline and the sense to see through these energies that block the way of the real deal. But again, sometimes people are doing that of their own accord because they're not ready for it. So that's where you've got to be honest with yourself. Such influences may stem from past lives, but whatever the origin, you need to not be stuck with them forever. And then that's what that's all about. And this is so funny, it's all coming up in the divine masculine side. It's kind of like once you're able to see, wow, shit, I don't want to do this anymore, then you can do something about it. Look honestly at the patterns of your life. And this is like they're getting around tonight. Sorry about that, whoever identifies with this. Look honestly at the patterns of your life, which is, by the way, that's what the other card said. And this is the other one on top of that one. Look honestly at the patterns of your life to identify the undercurrents of emotions that are misdirecting you. Affirm that you can release toxic emotions and let go of longing and need. Call upon your own eternal spirit to help you navigate these depths of feeling and influence. The power of your soul transcends all limits of time, space, and energetic currents. When you feel the depth of peace it brings, you will be able to take conscious advantage of each moment and achieve joy in all currents of your present experience. The present is a drop of life that cannot be separated from the vast ocean that is your eternal truth. So choose to infuse it with power and peace. I release longing and fear, and I peacefully direct the current of my life in every present moment. But again, there's a reason why that card's called Deep Emotions. That's intense. So let's bring it back a little bit with these cards that are fuck all to do with anything I've been talking about. Right, these are to do with money because Taurus moon's about money. And hopefully the person I was speaking to, I don't think she's on this, but if you are, I'll speak to you soon. Hopefully she's still awake. Oh, but what's meant to be will be. What have we got in the divine feminine for career, money, something like that? Do the work. It's not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take the positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. And I love that because, again, remember, divine feminine energy is about being receptive. Divine masculine is about taking action within you. But it was more going, definitely there's a lot of going into the connection bit where I was just talking about all of that stuff. That would be about balancing your feminine energy. You know, like if you're too feminine and you're not doing anything, you need to take action. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. What are you laughing at now? Me trying to put the cards up. Right, so divine masculine energy. Release resentments about money. Now, this could be release resentments about anything, I might add. So, yes, the money system of the world can seem upsetting. And also, what's upsetting about it is the toxic masculine energy of the world. But holding resentments about finances just pushes your abundance away. Instead, see money as a tool you can use to better the world. And this shift will help you attract support and golden opportunities. So, for yourself, do the work, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to shout it, but I did. Sorry, not sorry. For whoever's listening to this, you've got divine feminine energy, you've got divine masculine energy. Do the work, i.e., write down what do you feel is blocking you from money? What do you feel is blocking you from happiness? Get on YouTube, listen to hypnosis. I'm a hypnotherapist, by the way. When I get the finger out, to record some hypnosis shit about things like this, I will let you know. It's not happened. I'm joking, there is. I've got 6 journeys, if you weren't aware of that, which are very helpful. And like I said the other night, some people have got all the healing from them and haven't spent a penny on me. So again, if you really haven't got any money, go and listen to those journeys. And even if you have got money, if you're thinking about doing a journey with me live, I would even still ask you to listen to that journey before you do a session with me, because it's that intense. It's life-changing. But yeah, do the work, listen to hypnosis, write like your blocks down. Like when you do the work, you have to visualize what you want to come about as well. This is what athletes do. We all know this. Like we've all heard about how the top athletes, the ones that do the best, the ones that are successful, they all visualize a successful outcome before actually winning that gold medal. Like they rehearsed it. Or I love, when you listen to like anybody that ever wins like Big Brother or these programs or that, it never in fact, actually recently, what was I was watching? Oh, I think I was watching that what's his name? That James guy. The one he always was like random gangsters and shit like that. But it was he had the guy from Love Island. And I like that guy, that Jack. Like, and it was really touching actually. But anyway, it's really weird that I would be watching. Not weird, because I don't watch every one he puts out. But I loved one he done with the guy off of Towie, and that was very moving. And then I loved watching that. And it just basically, what I loved about it was really getting across that men get down as well, and that's okay. And that, and it's just, I think it's anything that's promoting that. But oh yeah, the reason I'm bringing that up is that what I noticed was Tommy mentioned the guy from Townie. He mentioned reading a book. Like I think they both mentioned the same book. Like so, they both mentioned The Secret. I'm not pulling cards tonight. I'm just doing collective cards, but I will do that another night. But I'll probably announce it before I do it. But hello, I've never seen your name before, so hello, Fairlight Witch. That's a nice name. Have I just randomly came up on your stream, or were you following me anyway? But yeah, anyway, basically, sorry, I'm looking away and I'm trying to remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, they both mentioned reading The Secret, so that's what I thought was interesting, because it's like, that once upon a time, that wouldn't have been like a very sort of cool, like, thing for somebody to mention, that they're reading a book about spiritual stuff or the law of attraction. But I thought, here's two young, cool, whatever cool means, but two kind of current guys in reality shows, which, they both come from like, well, I don't know, actually. I think that's debatable. But yeah, basically, like, it's kind of like that they're not letting anything get in the way. They're not letting other people's attitudes, and even actually the guy that does that podcast a bit like that too. It's kind of like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to show all of you, like, fuck you. And I like that. Anything like that, let's like that. I love it. But what I'm getting at is, it's like, I like that it's vulnerable. That's what I'm trying to say. If anybody is like stuff like that too, or if you've watched what I'm talking about, or if you've already watched what I'm talking about, but if you haven't, you don't need to. It's just, what I'm getting across is, it was that interesting. I think it was about, I don't know if it was 2 hours or an hour, but I think it was 2 hours. And I watched the whole thing. Like at the weekend, it was just really, I love it because I'm a counsellor. I love anything to do with listening to anyone's feelings, but I find it more interesting when it's a man, because you see it less, and like, we don't see enough of it. You know what I mean? You came up on my feed. Oh, that's lovely. Well, I'll go and check you. I'll like your name. I'm glad that I came up on your feed. How am I coming up on people's feeds? So what's your name? Have you got a name, or will I call you Fairlight Witch? What a brilliant name. The reason I'm asking is because I suppose I have been doing this for a month now. Maybe I am coming up on people's feeds, because I didn't hashtag it or anything. Welcome. And I do pull cards now and again, by the way. So and there's your vision board workshop that I'm sure you'll do at some point, which thank you, Bridget. Yes, I will do that at some point. Oh my God, and you've just reminded me, yes. So I've got a full moon and Cancer workshop that's coming up on Monday at 9 o'clock UK time. I'll put the details in this at some point tonight when I finish. But yeah, what I was getting at there was, I loved that two things about that both these guys in their interviews mentioned that the reason why one of them's got a really successful trainer business, I don't know if it's anything else, I think it might be closing that as well, but anyway, a really successful trainer business, and he's just a jackly lad guy that's decided to make the most of his life, and it's really, I really respect him for it. And then same with the other one, but the other one's not quite the same. It's like he's done great, he's won the show, and he says he won it because he knew, like he told himself he was going to win it, which again is manifesting, right? He's yeah, being smart about it, but then he fucked it because like he's got involved in like drugs and drink and chasing the wrong girls and whatever. And again, it's life, you know, everybody does it. Forgive yourself. And he's getting back on the horse and he's making a go of it. And that's really brave because that guy's podcast is like 300,000 or something, and there'll be loads of different sorts of people watching that. And there was some people being cheeky, but most of it was really positive. Anyway, just in case anyone's interested. Right, so how many more? Right, I won't pull too many more because I need to go. Let's get a wee bit more detail. So Fairlight Witch, what I'm doing right now, if you're a bit confused because you've come in the middle of it, is I'm doing a collective energy reading for, this is the divine feminine energy, and this is or it's probably going to be the other way because it's mirrored, but one side, the side with do the works, divine feminine energy, and the side with release resentments about money is a divine masculine energy. So this is the energy within you. But it's also within a connection if you're interested in kind of twin flames, especially if you're interested in that. I'd say only if you're interested in that. And of course it might not resonate at all, but you must have found me for a reason. My name is Melissa, but Fairlight is my nickname, as my mother originally wanted to name me that, but my dad would later, oh my God, I love that. Well, it would have been different calling that out on the register, but Fairlight, I love it. Melissa, well, welcome, Melissa. Where are you from? I'm Scotland. Sometimes people think I'm Irish. I love it when new people come in. I'm not used to it. So could you tell? I'm like, oh my God, a new person. I suppose I better get used to it. If I'm coming up on people's timelines, I better get used to it. Right, so we had that happen the other night too, and I was like, oh, that was weird, by the way, when I thought about it, because how did I know that girl's name was Claire? All her name is CM, and I knew she was called Claire. That's pretty crazy, because she just found me like you found me. That's how psychic I am. Right, so give us a bit of detail about divine feminine energy. Oh my God, you're kidding me. I pulled this card. Now, Bridget, you know this. I pulled this, right? Earlier with my girls, I pulled this for the collective energy of my membership group. And then I shuffled and I put it back and I shuffled. And I thought I was going to say America, but I wanted to see what you said first. So California, I love it. That's where Jennifer's not on right now, but Jennifer's from California, isn't she? Somebody could correct me about that, but I'm sure she is. Yeah, now I'm doubting myself. Yeah, it is. I don't know. But yeah, I pulled this earlier. So what that tells me is the community that we've got on here, yous are in alignment today anyway with where I'm at with my membership. So I love it. Loving, comforting, emotional, intuitive. And this is a very divine feminine energy, actually. Listen to your heart. Intuitive insights you can trust. Taking care of others perhaps too much. So that's really important when it comes to what I said about that's what divine feminine energy does. And whether you consider yourself, if you're on that journey to be divine feminine or more divine masculine, again, you've got both. We've all got a side of us that can be too nice to other people. And therefore, it means you don't get what it is you really want. So that's something to be aware of, that the fact that I've pulled that card on the divine feminine energy, it's about, take care of people, but make sure you're not going above and beyond. Right. So, and that's why I'm going to wrap this up soon. I get the hidden spirit. Right. And that card just flew out for divine masculine energy. Ah, that makes sense. Prince of Autumn, dependable, protective, chivalrous. I think I said it well enough. But humorous, cautious but wise action. So it's taking action, but it's cautious. I get it. Meticulous attention to detail. Wow, that's come up so many times tonight about attention to detail. Kindness to others. Now, that's good because your divine feminine energy and your divine masculine energy are mirroring, right? So this is about listening to your heart in that part of you, your divine feminine, deep into your feelings, like really getting in touch with what matters and just, paying attention to, because you're so loving, you could give too much to others. Just always be aware of it. And then your divine masculine, your action space, you're actually taking action. And I'm saying actually because a lot of people like me, whereas it's funny because I am really great at getting people to take action and not procrastinate, but it comes from me being a procrastinator in the past and more of an action taker now. But again, it's a good balance of me understanding it, but I can still do it from time to time. Less though. That's why I always say fuck it, let's go. So cautious but wise action, but it's action all the same, right? Meticulous attention to detail. Paid attention to detail because accidents and miscommunication and misunderstanding is likely around Mercury retrograde, unless you've heard this and you're aware of it. So you're like, right, rather than sending a message where someone could take me the wrong way, I'm going to ask if they'll meet me so they can see what I'm all about in person. You know what I mean? Like definitely when it comes to things that are important, like business calls or conversations that have it's not anything important, right? You just don't want to be taking chances. Kindness to others. But what's exciting for if this is in a connection and if this is you, it's not going to resonate with everyone. You're mirroring one another. Like this is like about kindness. So and forgiveness. Right. So and on that note, we're going to pull one for each and then I'm going to see you later. Wowzers. So that card I've seen 3 times today exactly. So it's a serious, strong message, along with any card that said pay attention to detail. But that's because it's Mercury retrograde. Sorry, actually, I'm feeling, now these cards are, now that's funny. I don't know why I said I'm sorry. I've got 2 friends that do, I've got one in particular, I've got a friend, and she might watch this actually. She does that all the time. I'm sorry. I'm like, what did you say I'm sorry for? You know what I mean? Like kind of, but it's funny the way I said that. I said, I'm sorry. But what I was going to say was, I'm sorry. I actually wanted to use this deck of cards before I do the other ones. But it's because these ones are like the tarot. So we might get one that's a wee bit more of a shadowy kind of card. So I just wanted to check in on, is there anything that we need to know either that's going to be a shadow kind of, and if you don't know what that is, it's just about, the more hidden parts of you, or the parts that you might be needing to get more in touch with, denying, running away from. But it might just be generally, what do we need for the divine feminine energy before I do the surrender card? Change your focus. I'm getting confused with what's what. Yeah. It is, isn't it? Yeah. Change your focus. So again, there's something about change. This is also a heart chakra card as well. So I feel this is about getting, oh my God, I pulled a card for myself like that earlier. But yeah, it's about, getting clear on what is it that you are wanting, what are your goals? Are you in line with the goals that you wanted to bring about? And again, we're only a few freaking weeks into, not even a few weeks into January, but it's just about, are you on track or have you got distracted? And I think everybody can take that. Right. Divine masculine energy within your action space. Yep. That's, now I see why they wanted me to pull this. Confront. This is the moon card, right? So this is, I love this, right? Within you, the action space, you are being asked to take a deep dive. You're being asked to take a deep dive into deep emotions. Basically, these are the same cards in 2 different decks. You're being guided to release any resentments or worries around money and know that you are abundant, even when you don't feel like you are. Count your blessings around you. Mostly, actually, I would say this will be for people that have probably been used to having a lot of money in the past, and whatever's going on, you've not got it now, because it would be to teach you that money, I was about to say money doesn't matter, but it's like, depends where you look at it. It's like, it does matter. Obviously, we need it. But it's, if there is an over material focus on it, like that's what the devil card's about as well, when I was talking about earlier. And it's like you never had to worry about that. It will be taken away from you in some way, shape, or form, so that you realize what really matters. And so that's cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, kindness to others, being kind to yourself as well. And in the divine masculine space, you need to confront your fears. Look, this is a man, but this could be a woman too, at the door to another part of his life or another dimension. It could even be spiritual awakening, a bit of both. And it's time to really face whatever you're running away from. So again, whether you're a man or a woman, that should make sense to you in some way, shape, or form. I'm just trying to see if you can. Yeah, you've seen enough of the card. So, wow, right. So now we can do, what do we need to surrender to? They just said that I needed to show those ones. So, oh dear. Right. What have we got? What does divine feminine energy need to surrender? Surrender to receiving support and love. So what this says to me, this is where some divine feminine energies may have been very used to being alone or doing things for themselves, or perhaps got a lot of masculine. I mean, I can take this, a lot of masculine energy. It's softening, like being open to support. We're going to love and support from wherever. And again, I explained that doesn't mean any old Dick or Harry. It means like, oh, that is not a good example, is it? It's just, if people want to help you and it feels in alignment, let them help you. So allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. But equally, even if you resonate more with divine masculine energy, you need to, you probably need to hear it more, because that's really about, I could do it myself, and I don't need anybody's help. But it doesn't matter who you are. We all need to hear that. Right, so divine masculine. Oh, and also it's got the two polar bears, and the polar bears, the polar bears were on. I sounded like my niece there. When it's like, I always say that, but I'm like, see, when these kids are watching Peppa Pig and that, they end up sounding English. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, she's sounding English. Like, she cannot watch that. She's actually sounding really Scottish now. I'm glad. But for a while, she was like, however, I just said that, it reminded me sometimes how she sounds. But yeah, the polar bears were on the affirmation today. Polar bear love coming in. Right. Divine masculine needs to, oh yeah, surrender to your intuition. Follow your intuition. So don't follow what you think makes sense or fall in your head, because I feel that hasn't got divine masculine energy very far. We could say ever, but it's but again, remember, it doesn't matter where you're at. Like, this goes for a lot of the women, because that's only people that ever talk here, but a lot of you are actually divine masculine energy, is what what I always say, mostly. And you might be feeling like you're more in divine feminine these days, but it's, if you know that you are somebody that always goes to fall in your head over your heart, that's what I'm saying. So this is about divine masculine following your heart. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, aha moments that come through to guide you. Boom. Right, I'm going, guys, because I'm late for my lovely person I was going to talk to, and hopefully this isn't too late for her, but I'm just wondering whether it might be because she doesn't feel up to it, but we'll just see. Right, anyway, so I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm sitting here like a news reporter now. I'm sure I'll be back on tomorrow, but we'll just go with the flow, because I'm in my divine feminine energy and I just go with the flow. So if you didn't like it, please like it. Comment after if you can think of anything to say, because that'll help as well. And I'm very excited that you've joined Fairy Light Witch. And yeah, hopefully you catch me the next time I'm doing cards. I'm sure usually if you go by the moon cycles, I don't know if you do, but I'll probably come on and do personal cards on the fire moons, or just when I feel like it, but it's usually like Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So we just had Aries moon, so the next one will be the Leo moon, and that's usually when I'm really excitable. So where the fuck did I end it? All right, here it is. Right, see you later, guys. Have a nice night.